Hi Stampers, this is Dawn and today we're going to make the Z-fold card. We're using the brand new dies, which are the Celebration label dies. And Stampin' Up retired a lot of their shape dies, which I was very sad, just for this reason, because we could have fun with this type of card, but isn't that great? So we're using the brand new stamp set here. Let me show you that stamp set. It's the Warm and Toasty, using the reindeer on the front and then the polar bear on the inside. And we're using the cute little mice on the back. Let me show you that. So cute. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make this card. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's start with the base. I'm using the Real Red cardstock. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then for the inside part of the Z-fold card, this is cut at 2 1/2 by 10, and we're gonna score this together. And then I have 2 pieces of Real Red and 2 pieces of Whisper White. These are both cut at, let me think here, 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then the Real Red pieces are cut at 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. And then we're going to use a piece of the brand new designer paper. This is the Heartwarming Hugs. So pretty. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so let's grab our paper trimmer, do some scoring really quick. Okay, so on the 10-inch side across the top, make sure it's 10. Yep. And we're going to score this at 4 and 8. Okay, so this is going to make your Z-fold part of your card. And it's going to go in the card just like this. Okay? Okay, so let's do some die cutting first. Look what I got. Oh my gosh, this is the brand new die cut and embossing machine. So amazing. So this also comes with, let me show you here what it comes with. So of course you're gonna get your platform for the die cutting, and everything is labeled, which is amazing. So this is number 1. So this would be the first thing you lay down, right? Hopefully this is showing up. So the platform, number 1. Then you have number 2 if you're die cutting, right? So if you're die cutting with the dies, which we are going to be doing today, you're going to need the layer number 2. So we're going to put that on there. And then you're also going to have 2 plates. And these are both labeled at number 3, which you can see on the plates, number 3. And you can tell I've already used it. I was so excited. And then you also get a plate number 4, which is for embossing with your 3D embossing folder. So you'll need that instead of one of your plates, okay? All right, but we're not going to use that today. We're just going to do some die cutting. So once again, I'm going to use this platform here for my acrylic for die cutting, but since I've already cut on it, you can see it. It's got some etched cut lines on there from when I've been using it. So I'm just going to keep that as my bottom plate. And we do sell the extra plates in the catalog. So, but we do sell that. And then there's some extra accessories that we can get. I think those are going to be available at a later date, like the magnet plate, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our layer of our designer paper onto our Real Red cardstock. So let me go ahead and do that, because we're going to go ahead and die cut this. And we're going to die cut both layers at the same time. Now I did find that using this die, I'm going to actually show you the dies here and explain my reasoning why I cut it the way I did. So we're just going to put this right on the front, the card, just like that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so now let me show you the dies. So this is the Celebration label dies. Oh my gosh, they are so amazing. But oh my gosh, look at that humongous one. So I can see me using this for a couple other things, not necessarily for the card, because you can see that it's almost too big. Well, it is too big for the card. But you can make these for toppers, for gifts, for cookies, for treats, whatever. But that's going to be an awesome size to use for that. So for the dies that we're using on the card, I'm going to use these 2 sizes right here. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the largest die first. And normally I would cut this from the front. Okay? So, but on the finished card, let me show you the finished card again. I just want to explain to you why I'm cutting it the way I am. So hopefully it makes sense. So normally I would cut this from the front, and then I would flip this layer over to use the Real Red, the back side, right? Since you cut it out, it's double-sided there, just like this one. So you can see that the Real Red is on this side, and then when you open it up, you can see that it's on The other side is the designer paper side. So what I found with using this die in particular is that all these little scallops and little die cuts here on this shape, it lines up so much better if you cut it on the inside. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over and I'm just going to cut it from the inside of the card, because this is the side that we're going to actually use to put on the opposite side. Hopefully that makes sense, but I'll show you here. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this out. Now remember, my hands have been hurting with my rheumatoid, so cranking this machine is really very smooth. And I will say that you can feel the grind, you know, the gears inside there grinding together when you crank the machine. It's so amazing. But since we're cutting through 2 layers, which is the cardstock and the designer paper, I might have a little issue with my hands. So it's nothing to do with the machine. I want to clarify that. The machine is amazing. It's just my hands physically have a hard time cutting. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this out. I want to make sure that this is lined up straight in the center. Then we're going to take our plate 3, our other one, just line that up, and then we're just going to crank that through. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And then I also wanted to cut this out on the opposite side, since this is a stitched die, right? And this is the side that we're using. So when I put this on the opposite side, the stitch side is going to actually show through. And then you can see that the cutout lines up perfectly. So that's the whole reason why we cut the inside of the card. Typically, if you're cutting like a square or a rectangle, it does not really matter. But with all these, you know, shapes on there, I wanted it to be perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take that next size down die. We're just going to cut. This is the Whisper White. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this out. You will find that you want to keep the plates like level or even. You don't want to put a crooked plate on the side, because then it will be really hard to crank through. Okay, so let's go ahead and move this machine. Isn't that beautiful, that shape of that die? I absolutely love it. Folds up to save space on your counter too, and it also has the emblem here, Stampin' Up. Love this machine. All right, so let's go ahead and move that. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in our layers so we can do some stamping. I'm going to stamp on our 2 Whisper White, I guess rectangle shapes. I'm going to use the Memento ink because we're going to color with our Stampin' Blends. And then here's the cute little polar bear. Let me go ahead and stamp him first. Now I will say, in the inside of the card, you want to stamp him more towards the right hand side of your layer, because when the card opens up, typically when it opens up, this flap over here kind of closes in on it sometimes, depending on how they open it. So I just want to make sure that the polar bear is exposed to his whole cuteness, because he is adorable. Okay, so we just want to stamp him towards the right hand side of our layer. And I will say, let me get a baby wipe here. For some reason on my polar bear, I get a little black ink on the inside of his butt. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp right here. So cute. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and stamp our reindeer, and then I'm also stamping this greeting here. It says sharing Christmas cheer. I'm going to make sure I'm stamping it the right way. It's right there. And then I'm going to stamp the reindeer on the right. Okay, isn't it cute? And then for the second panel here, I'm going to stamp the Warm and Toasty Christmas Wishes. Or what does it say? Warm and Toasty Wishes to you. Okay, so we're just going to stamp this right in the center. All right, so now let's grab our Stampin' Blends. So I did use a lot of colors with the Stampin' Blends. These are our alcohol-based markers. So I used the Real Red combo, the Crumb Cake combo, the Granny Apple Green. I think this is the light. Yep. Then I used the Smoky Slate in the combo, the Daffodil Delight, and this is in the dark, and then the Petal Pink in the light. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and color our reindeer. So I'm going to go ahead and color in my bow first. And I went ahead and already colored the polar bear. So let me show you those. Okay, so here's the ones that I finished. So here's the polar bear. I used the Granny Apple Green with the Real Red Dark. And then all I did on all the images, even the words, is I took the Pool Party light and I just outlined all the images and I went over the words. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and put our card together now. Okay, so we're going to put these layers on the card after we put the card together. So I'm going to put this onto the front right here. Remember, the back side has got the designer paper on. And now I found the easiest way to do this, because of all these little edges here, I found that just placing this inside of the cutout area, right where it's going to go first, just like that. And if you set it in there, it should stay just like that. Okay, so you're going to take this piece here, and I'm going to use some liquid glue for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the insert or the Z fold in like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put adhesive on the back and then on this panel right here. You could also use your Stampin' Seal or some tear and tape. I just find that the liquid glue works really nice. Okay, so we're just going to hold this together. And we're going to put the longer side in the back, and we're going to put this right up along that edge of that score line and hold that down. And I'm just positioning it somewhat in the center. This is going to peek through to the front of the window, but we got our die cut here so we can adhere it to this little Z fold part here. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and fold this over and then seal that down. Just hold it there for a couple minutes. Okay, so then when you open it, it opens up like this. Isn't that cute? All right, now we're going to go ahead and put these pieces, which I've already attached the Whisper White after I stamped it onto the layers. So we're just going to go ahead and put these on the inside of the card. My little polar bear is going to go here, and then my greetings are going to go over here. Okay, there's that. Now let me show you how the card opens up. So this is the front, sharing Christmas cheer, and then you open it up and it says warm and toasty wishes to you. And then of course I'll show you the finished one with the back piece where you can sign the card. But the last thing we're going to do is add some Winkostella. I'm just going to add some Winkostella to the bow, the antlers, and then to the bear I'm going to color the whole polar bear in with the Winkostella. So cute. Adorable. All right, let me show you the other one. Okay, so here's the other one. I use the same designer paper, it's just a different design. Same card. Adorable. And then the back side with the cute little mice on there holding an ornament. Okay, so that's it. That's how you make that cute little celebration label Z-fold card. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll have all the items listed down below. Then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.